Let's dive into the fascinating life of Rome's first emperor, Augustus. You know him as the emperor who ruled in a golden age for Rome, but trust me, there's a whole lot more to this guy than meets the eye. Let's start with Augustus's early life. Gaius Octavius, this seemingly ordinary boy, was actually Julius Caesar's great-nephew. Now, Caesar, a shrewd judge of character and ambition, saw something special in young Octavius. He mentored him, and in a twist of fate, formally adopted him in his will. This single act catapulted Octavius to the center of Roman politics. Imagine inheriting not just Caesar's wealth, but his legacy, his loyal followers, and the simmering resentment of his enemies. Talk about pressure. This inheritance wasn't just a golden ticket, it was a double-edged sword, thrusting a teenager into a world of power struggles and ruthless ambition. Now, you don't just become emperor overnight, even with Caesar's backing. Octavius was a master strategist and politician. He navigated the treacherous waters of Roman politics, outmaneuvering rivals and consolidating his power. He even defeated Cleopatra and Mark Antony, but we'll get to that later. This victory marked the end of the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire. In 27 BC, the Senate, recognizing his power and influence, bestowed upon him the title Augustus, meaning exalted or venerable. This wasn't just a name, it was a statement. Augustus had become something more than a man, he was a symbol of Rome's destiny. Politics makes strange bedfellows, and in ancient Rome, family ties were often the strongest bonds. But what happens when love and ambition collide? Augustus's life was a series of dramatic conflicts, particularly with his rival Mark Antony. These two were like the Jedi and the Sith, locked in a battle for the fate of the galaxy, or at least the Roman world. To cement an alliance, Antony married Augustus's sister Octavia. Talk about keeping your enemies close. But this marriage of convenience couldn't contain the growing rivalry. Antony, smitten with Cleopatra, broke it off with Octavia, a move that shocked Rome and ignited a civil war. Augustus wasn't just a shrewd politician, he was a military mastermind. Under his rule, the Roman Empire experienced an unprecedented period of expansion. His legions marched from the scorching sands of Egypt to the misty shores of Britain, conquering new territories and solidifying Rome's dominance. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Augustus faced setbacks, like the devastating loss of 3 legions in the Teutoburg forest at the hands of Germanic tribes. This defeat, a stark reminder of the limits of Roman power, weighed heavily on Augustus. He famously moaned, "Quintilius Varus, give me back my legions." Despite this setback, Augustus's reign marked the beginning of the Pax Romana, a 200-year period of relative peace and prosperity. Ever wonder how August got its name? Well, it used to be called Sextilis, the 6th month in the Roman calendar. But after Augustus became emperor, they decided to rename it in his honor. Why? Because August was a big deal. Augustus, a staunch advocate for traditional Roman values, was appalled by her behavior. He saw her actions as a threat to his authority and the moral fabric of Rome. In a heartbreaking decision, he exiled Julia to a remote island. Imagine being the most powerful man in the world, but unable to control the actions of your own child. This act reveals the personal sacrifices and impossible choices demanded by power. When it came to choosing an heir, Augustus faced a string of tragedies. His nephews, Gaius and Lucius, both died young, as did his friend and close advisor, Marcus Agrippa. Even his grandson, Agrippa Postumus, met an untimely end. These deaths, shrouded in rumors of poison and intrigue, fueled speculation about foul play. Was it just a series of unfortunate events, or was there something more sinister at play? The truth remains elusive, lost to the annals of history. Despite the tragedies, Augustus secured his legacy by paving the way for his adopted son Tiberius to succeed him. This marked the beginning of the Julio-Claudian dynasty, a line of emperors directly related to Augustus. For the next 5 decades, Rome was ruled by members of Augustus's family: Tiberius, Caligula, Claudius, and finally, Nero. While their reigns were marked by varying degrees of success and scandal, they maintained a stability that the Roman Republic, plagued by civil wars, had lacked. Augustus's bloodline, for better or worse, shaped the destiny of an empire. Augustus understood that power wasn't just about military might, it was about shaping perceptions. He was a master of propaganda, using art, literature, and architecture to craft his public image. He commissioned countless statues and busts depicting himself as a strong, youthful, and godlike leader. Poets and writers sang his praises, celebrating his achievements and legitimizing his rule. He built temples, theaters, and aqueducts, showcasing the prosperity and grandeur of his reign. Augustus knew that to control the present, he had to shape the narrative of the past and the future. He wasn't just building an empire, he was building a legacy. In 14 AD, after more than 4 decades in power, Augustus died at the ripe old age of 75. The official account claimed he died of natural causes, but rumors persisted that his wife, Livia, may have had a hand in his demise. Did she poison him to ensure Tiberius's succession? Or was Augustus's death a peaceful end to a long and eventful life? We may never know for sure. What we do know is that Augustus's death marked the end of an era. He left behind a stable and prosperous empire, a legacy that would inspire awe and envy for centuries to come. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more historical insights.